The all-new Microsoft Flight Simulator is just around the corner. With release sets for the 18th of August, the Flight Sim Kings themselves are back in the genre with a simulator that I'm sure we've all been long waiting for. It has now been 14 years since we last saw a flight sim from Microsoft. Flight released in 2012, but we don't talk about Flight. It never happened. And from what we've seen so far, they are back in spectacular fashion. We can enjoy the worldwide scenery as a whole, which has been generated through satellite images provided by Bing Maps, and Azure AI taking care of smaller details from houses to woodland to create the virtual world as a whole. We are certainly in for a ride with the new platform, and we'll definitely take a close look at our own homes and local areas within the simulator. I'm sure for most of us, it will be just like looking down your own streets. Flight Dynamics 2 will be a massive step forward from previous MSFS versions, with airflow now being taken into account with the shape of the aircraft's wings to create the feeling of flight. So far, 3 versions of the simulator have now been confirmed. Firstly, there is the Standard Edition for £59.99, which will include 20 aircraft and 30 hand-built airports by default. We then have the Deluxe Edition for £79.99 with 25 aircraft and 35 airports as defaults, and then the Premium Deluxe Edition on top of that, which will be for £109.99, and that will include a whopping 30 aircraft and 40 airports as standard. The rest of the airports will then be generated by the simulator itself, giving us a whole world of fun to fly through, with nothing missed out. All additions will also allow you to fly around the entire world, and none of this region unlocking stuff that people had rumoured initially when the simulator was announced. It is certainly safe to say that Microsoft have learned their mistakes from Flight, and certainly want to bring this platform forward and further than they could ever do before. A list of the high definition airports in their included versions are now scrolling on screen, giving you an idea of what is to come. Jetliners within the simulators include both the Boeing 747 and Airbus A320neo, both of which have been announced and can be used in the beta right now, while the announcements today also includes the Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner, which I know certainly will be enjoyed by many. The fourth and final jet aircraft for Flight Simulator will come in the form of private traffic, and that is the Cessna Citation Longitude. The simulator will also come with a plethora of general aviation and even microlight aircraft to choose, from Diamond aircraft to Cirrus, giving something for everyone to fly. All aircraft will be licensed by real-world manufacturers, who will have also had some level of input into what goes into the platform systems-wise. Hopefully this means we'll get some insight as to the quality of the aircraft that we'll get from default, which is certainly a world away from FSX, which we got 14 years ago at this point. A full list of aircraft available in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 are now visible on screen, as well as the versions that they'll be included in. Those of you who are alpha testers are also set to enjoy the beta by the end of July. This will very likely give you the simulator as a whole, from aircraft to airports in the Premium Edition, and will certainly be interesting to see what feedback you can get in for only 3 weeks before its arrival and the whole platform launching. Another interesting thing to point out too, the simulator will also include airline liveries out of the box. At least in the case of the A320neo, we did get to preview its Iberia colours for the latest trailer. We don't, however, get any helicopters or jet fighters to play with, meaning this will be something we'll possibly look forward to more in the future than on release. I certainly cannot wait to get my hands on this. Being a long-time fan of the Microsoft Flight Simulator series, and especially after playing it at XO19 last year in London, the future of the simulation could well and truly be here. With aircraft in the world looking as good as they do, it won't be long for the simulator to jump up to the likes of P3D and Exponent 11 in terms of numbers of users, and eventually the availability of add-ons as well. Don't forget that PMDG have announced they are developing the NG3 for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we can therefore assume that there will be other developers too working on it as well. There are definitely some very, very high quality stuff on the way, and just around the corner too. Worldwide scenery will also mean that this simulator looks the most accurate to real life too, with Land Class coming into play only where scenery information and satellite images are low. Explain at the moment comes close to this by using OpenStreetMap data, but you certainly cannot beat real life imagery of the world. The new night lighting engine also looks fantastic and really brings the world to life. The console version will also prove interesting to see how it will work, especially for flight controls and switch manipulation within the cockpits, but this will be a release for the future dates once the PC simulator has been consolidated. I am certainly very excited for this platform, and especially for the month of August, which will prove to be a great month for simulation with the upcoming Train Sim mods 2 as well. With a great range of aircraft to fly, both long haul and general on our hands, I won't be putting this simulator down anytime soon.